talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello and welcome in for another edition of Talking Wrestling. I'm Pondwater Dave. With me as always, and I couldn't do it without her, is the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
Hey, good to be here.
Wondering. And we got a special treat for y'all tonight. We're joined by the Till 5 podcast, the notorious ATB and Tan.
Greetings and salutations.
It's great to see you guys.
Woo-hoo.
I love that. The greetings and salutations. I'm going to ask him if he just heard that somewhere, or do you know where that came from?
I've been using it for years. I don't remember where I heard it from the first time. I think it might have been Demolition Man that I picked it up from.
Oh, I got it from Star Trek, the original series. The Squire of Gothos. The Squire of Gothos. I'll never forget it. Greetings and salutations. I was saying that and I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't even know what salutations meant.
Yeah, I've just used that one for like 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it might have come from Demolition Man because I think that's how they're like greetings and salutations, John Spartan.
Oh, that's fun.
I love it. You just never know.
I've been on a Star Trek binge here lately. All of a sudden, it's hit my algorithm. I mean, I'm getting clips of all the Star Trek, the original movies. I'm getting clips of the original series. I'm getting Next Generation, all of it. Because once you watch one, then they just keep. And I mean, The Wrath of Khan's got me all in my feels. I got to sit down and watch that whole movie.
So, what do you think about the modern remakes and J.J. Abrams with his 8,000 lens flares?
I liked the J.J. Abrams movies, except he does too much with all the action and
Like I said, the lens flares.
But I mean, I like the story.
I honestly can't remember anything about the third one, but I liked the first two.
Yeah, the third one. The third one, I wasn't all in on that one. I mean, I watched it and I didn't hate it, but I couldn't really tell you about it.
I think that I'm mentally checked out because.
But the second one with the surprise that it didn't leak that was Khan.
Yeah, that surprise.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Is the third one where what Spock is a reborn? Is that the third one?
That's the third one of the original one.
Okay, we're not even talking original. Okay, never mind.
No, we're talking. We got off into the J.J. Abrams, but
that's true. I'll go back to my hole. No.
Well, I also have a movie podcast.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, every couple of weeks, Till 5 Flicks, where we review 5 different movies. Yeah.
Are they like recent movies? I mean, like, are you just
what
kind of movies? How do you decide?
My co-host picks 4 numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Between 1 and 20, I have a list of 20 movies, and I'm always moving new stuff in.
Oh, cool.
And it is completely random. And then the 5th movie is always their favorite.
Okay.
So
you have like a different co-host? Is that what you're saying?
It's me and a different co-host. Tan produces it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
I don't know enough about movies to enjoy being on camera for that one.
I understand. So can I just ask, how did you two meet? How did Till 5 start? I don't know, Dave, if you're ready, if you are finished with the Star Trek talk. But I was just thinking, like, since you're talking about how Tanner produces another show, like, tell us about you two.
Well, it started off with our former sponsor, Magic Vapor Shop. Yeah. That's his mom worked there.
And I have worked there for the last 8 years. It's been my 8th year working there.
Okay.
And I'm always talking about wrestling. I find a way to segue into that from any conversation, no matter where I'm at.
Uh-huh.
So she told me about maybe I could help her pick some Christmas presents out for her son. And that's how me and her met. And then apparently he had already added me on Facebook and I didn't even know it.
Yep.
So we ended up talking on there, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to order Ring of Honor Final Battle if you want to come watch it." And
Ooh.
we have watched pretty much every AEW pay-per-view together ever since.
We've missed two, one for weather and one for I was in Tennessee for the most recent Forbidden Door, unfortunately.
But that was the Briscoes and FTR.
Yep.
Is what started our friendship.
We both realized that we had a love of the Briscoes.
Yeah.
A very deep love for the Briscoes as a tag team. We kind of bonded on that, and the rest was easy.
That's why we were very happy with that tournament.
When I got to referee at Ric Flair's last match, I didn't know I got a phone call, and Conrad said, "Hey Dave, I'm setting up the final. We're trying to get you plugged in. I need to know what match you want. Do you want the Von Erichs and the Briscoes, or do you want the Horsemen and the Rock and Roll?" And I'm like, "Well, there's a Sophie's choice." But I said, "Give me the Briscoes." So I didn't say give me the Von Erichs, which I would expect from me.
Well, from you, absolutely. That's your era of people.
I said, give me the Briscoes, and I'll give you a humble brag about the Briscoes and FTR. I got to watch that match sitting on a couch next to William Regal.
Wow.
Well, GFY, Dave. GFY.
That's my humble brag for the night. It probably won't be the last one.
Well, you know what? Tanner got to watch it with ATB, so
that's right. That's just as important.
Are you doing a podcast with William Regal? I don't think so.
No, I wasn't. No, they gave him to Matt Coon.
So you all, because I don't want to say exactly, but are you both live in Eastern Kentucky? Is that correct?
Yeah,
London, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh, both of you. Okay, so you all did not know each other until kind of that meeting at the vape shop. You meeting Tanner's mom
between us.
Yeah, there's a 10-year age gap between us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved up here when I got married, and he's lived here his whole life.
Yeah,
I am from about 25 minutes down the road.
Nice.
But my wife also.
Now I'm curious, where's that?
Williamsburg, Kentucky.
Okay. I only do that because I'm from Kentucky. So like that's,
You're from East or from Western Kentucky, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I know all these places. I've heard of them that you're talking about. So that's why I'm like, I thought you were, I guess on occasion I think, maybe it's north or, like Tennessee on the Kentucky line. And so but I was thinking, yes, from Kentucky.
I am from the first town on I-75 as you cross from Tennessee to Kentucky. And then
I love it.
We are the third town that you cross as you go from Tennessee to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah. Hey, before we go any further, I want to shout out the chat. I want to shout out the chat real quick. Ben Jones is with us from Australia. Hey, Ben. Willie Thornbrew is here. Darren Staley, the only politician in the whole world that I like. Allison Faye, love her. Andrew, love him. They're the 2/3 of the TNA top 10. Rib Shots here talking about Regal's the GOAT. Coach Keith Morrison's in the house. Hell, the gang's all here.
There you go.
We do.
Talk on a Wednesday night. Tell it, and I'm gonna tell you, it's funny because we were supposed to do this last night, but these guys are huge AEW fans, so
diehards. We own it.
So they said, "Hey, can we do another night? Because AEW's on."
Yeah. Can we move the night?
Well, it just so happened that the night originally, had Tony not moved AEW to Tuesday, we would have been in the original time slot, guys.
Yeah, and it worked out because I wanted to watch. I was intrigued by the TNA. It was an Invasion when they first announced it, and they backed off of that. But
yeah, NXT letdown.
But the NXT and the TNA thing, I was intrigued by it because I wanted to see how they would treat TNA. Because in the old days, TNA wasn't winning nothing.
No.
Well, I mean, granted, NXT guys are half of TNA's champions. I don't think it really matters if they went out or not.
I mean, the Hardy Boys are the TNA and NXT.
Yeah, they are now. Yeah.
And the Hardy Boys are what WWE guys. To be honest, it's
Well, hey, I'll tell you, I kind of popped that they won the tag belts because I'm looking forward to their match Saturday night against the Dudley Boys.
I never didn't expect them to win the tag belts. I'll give you that.
I've got a feeling they're also going to win some more belts on Friday at House of Glory because they're fighting for those belts.
The Dudleys,
the Hardys.
Really
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think it could be the opposite. I think the Dudley Boys, especially since they had both. I saw where they're putting, like you said, the tag or all the belts up. I see the Dudleys, and that's just kind of like a little nostalgic touch of, I don't know. That's what I think. But I mean, who knows?
I don't really see
sleeves, you know.
I don't really see Devon being healthy enough to wrestle more than maybe this one match.
Yeah,
that's
my good last night.
Well, that's very true.
Last couple times I've seen him, he's looked great. He's looked really good. I got. It was weird because, you know, WWE owns the Dudley Boys, but they introduced them as team. They were in the full with the glasses and everything last night
3D.
in the crowd watching, but they're calling them Team 3D. They didn't go to the Dudleys, so I'm fascinated with
how they're juggling
with the TNA. I'm a fan of the TNA product.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
And now this interaction with WWE, I think it's going to lead. I honestly don't think that they're going to acquire TNA.
I think at some point it's inevitable.
I think that TNA uses their platform to broadcast, and I think that they're giving them a rub, trying to help them out a little bit, maybe.
The problem is that they're using their performance center folks to win all the championships down there. There's not that many true TNA guys left. They're all ex-WWE guys that got released 6 months ago.
Well, yeah,
that's my only issue with it. I was a really big fan of TNA's product from the beginning all the way till Scott D'Amore checked out.
Yeah.
Gone. And once D'Amore was gone, they lost me. I just didn't. It wasn't the TNA that I knew anymore.
I didn't even know that Matt Hardy had been a TNA champion.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it even in that era.
I checked out when they went to Anthem.
Listen, it was terrible in that era too, in my opinion. But I mean, I stuck with them. It was the only alternative for a while that you could watch on television.
Right. Is that the whole deletion thing? Is that when he was champion?
I'm talking about the last 9 months or so.
Well, I haven't watched any of TNA.
I keep up with TNA and I'll watch occasionally now, but it's just not worth my time right now. I just don't care about Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. And
well, let's break it down like this. I have so many hours in the week, and my wife is not a diehard wrestling fan. So I'm not going to watch a lot more than what I already watch.
Right.
Check in with some clips that people send me. I love to watch What Culture's videos. Like I always find those are really good because they'll lead me into something I need to go check out.
Well, I was such a big TNA fan for so long that every once in a while I'll still tune in just to make sure that that I'm not into it anymore. Because I would love to add it back to my weekly rotation. It just doesn't catch my attention anymore.
Sorry, Darren. I love my wife more than I love wrestling, so that's not happening.
Oh,
I have been in a relationship with wrestling longer. Don't get me wrong.
So how did you all?
Wrestling's broke my heart more than my wife. My wife's never broke my heart. Wrestling has.
So how long have you all been doing your podcast together? And how did that come about? Like, again, how did you all decide?
Our 13th month. Our 4th season episode. We just recorded episode 1.
We kind of grew a lot faster than we expected to.
Yeah.
When we started this whole thing, and for better or worse.
Yeah. And we've lost some helpers along the way. Some people, like our original producer, his band has really picked up a lot. So that's him. No Handshakes would be that band. Check them out. They're great.
Excellent local band. They're starting to really catch fire, though.
Yeah, we like them a lot. But we don't have him to help us as much anymore. he's lost roommates. My rent went up.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us have had to cut back on how much we're
now.
able to contribute to the show. So we've had some hiccups along the way, but we just kept rolling.
Yeah, that's
Podcasting's an expensive hobby.
It is.
It can get there very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start like with editors, I mean, I had a producer, and she's never home anymore for this, so she still we give her credit because I'm married to her, but I mean, Chat GPT, and then I've got my VidQ that just things that I'm doing graphics and stuff with.
GPT, pondwater, don't do me that way.
We're anti-AI. We're an anti-AI podcast right here.
Oh, well, I'm not.
I make every graphic. We've got our old producer actually helped us with our music.
He did.
All of the videos, our intros and stuff like that, I edit with my phone. Like it is all. No, we are very anti-AI, but we managed to piss people off well without it.
A lot of the time, I'm sitting at work doing stuff, promoting, and we're constantly doing stuff maybe when we shouldn't be. We're all the time trying to keep the ball rolling.
Well, sometimes I'll throw something out online to see how many people I can piss off on Facebook in a day. It works.
Well, what I like about it is that I can talk to it, and like I can say, I need an episode name for this. This is the premise, and it knows. And then it says, now I need a description. Boom. And then I'm like for footballers, and I'm saying, oh no, TJ's not here this time. So they give it again without TJ. So, I mean, I can manage multiple tasks because it knows the shows and everything now.
So it's replaced you having somebody to help?
Well, I mean, I can make a description like, watch it, pod is good. And I can put it in AI and it'll give me a paragraph that kind of sounds like, okay, this is it. So, I mean, it's kind of lazy.
Kind of.
And when you watch me type, it's
kind of. I mean, look,
when you watch me type with my two fingers,
I'm not going to hold back. I'm
an elderly dude.
Yeah. Look at coming up with excuses like I'm elderly, man. I got all this gray hair. I tell you, I like the AWA. That was the best wrestling there's ever been.
WCCW. Get it right now, Aaron. It's WCCW.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of coworkers that actually remembered that from back in the day because they're all from Texas.
Uh-huh.
It just a crutch that I enjoy.
I get it. A lot of people use it. I'm not that guy. I went to school for film and TV, so I'm never going to support AI.
Well, yeah. See, I had to try to figure it out, and like I'm 45 minutes in on a thumbnail trying to figure enough, but now I can just put a picture and just type in a few words, and boom, I got a thumbnail. It's frustrating. I mean, we do this live because I don't want to edit. We do these episodes and I'm like 4 hours editing, and then we post it and 27 people watched. Now we do a little better. We do better than that now.
But I get that a lot. But
I don't want to skip over the fact. So, Aaron, you went to school for television. Yeah. Is that what you said? So tell us a little bit more about that. What made you go that route?
So I was originally going to go into broadcasting, and then originally going to go into education, and I decided that I couldn't handle a classroom full of me's.
Sure.
So I knew that I always loved broadcasting, and I was like, I really want to try this. I want to go for this. And I loved the courses that I picked up as electives along the way. So I ended up getting the degree. Honestly, it really didn't help me out financially at all. I got to work with a wrestling company and do some pay-per-views and stuff like that called PWF out of Kentucky. Some of their stuff's still on high spots even. But yeah, that was a lot of fun for me for a little bit until there was issues getting my pay because they felt I wasn't being timely. I feel like pay wasn't being timely. So
gotcha.
We went our separate ways, and it soured me on wrestling for a while. And then we decided to get into the podcast, and the only person's money that's going into this is ours. So
that's true.
Yeah, it's our baby at this point.
I love it. Okay, I'm just curious. When you said that about broadcasting and television, my cousin went to WKU for that, and he does a lot with public television. I'm just curious. He does documentaries and that kind of stuff. So I'm just curious what brought you to the dance. That's pretty cool.
So
and he's a big wrestling fan too.
I had an acceptance letter to Western Kentucky in 2006, and my dad had a massive stroke and ended up paralyzed on the right side of his body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I'd never. This isn't something that most people know. I trashed it and stayed home to take care of him.
No. Oh, yes, 100%.
So I ended up going to a community college in London, Kentucky for a couple of years, and then went to Eastern because I had a really great scholarship opportunity.
Well, awesome. And it was closer, obviously. Richmond is obviously a lot closer to London.
I kept my dad out of a nursing home for 6 years till he passed away a couple months after I graduated. So it was the right move.
Yes.
It was a nice school.
Sorry to hear about it.
Look, it all worked out. I'm a firm believer in life puts you where you need to be. I learned this kind of stuff, and it's working out so far here. I just need to start making me better money.
That I understand. And, it is kind of cool. Like you said, life puts you where you need to be. So I actually answered a post that you had posted about women wrestling. Because again, it's like, what is it? Dust in the wind, like here we are doing our podcast and stuff. And I answered a question you had put out about the GOAT of women's wrestling. You were doing a tournament, and I just gave you a list of names. Like I wasn't, you were just asking for names. And then you're like, hey, we're going to do this podcast. You want to join me? I was like, that'd be cool. I actually have a podcast too. And so we kind of, branched off that way. I got to meet you all. And then you all ended up doing the tag team tournament, which makes sense because Pondwater and I are tag team. Yeah. So we're like, come on. How do you know Professor and the sharpshooters? If you have not, let me go back. Sometimes I do that. On the Till 5 podcast, when we did the tournament, which everyone should go back into the archives and check out. It was really interesting. Lots of good arguments were made.
Yeah, all available on YouTube and Facebook. All of our episodes are. Yep. We even have it separated. Season 3 is all together. So that's easy.
Awesome. So then you can go see who your favorite and see what the argument was made. Yep. But there were also other gentlemen on the show. And so Professor is one of them, and Sharpshooters is another group.
Right. Danny and Juicebox.
And so how do you know them, and how did that get started? How did you all come up with the tournament idea? And do you want to continue to do on with, the sky's the limit. You could go people the 90s, the 80s,
Well, we have our next tournament already planned. Yeah, we just haven't.
We plan them about 2 at a time, typically.
The next one is coming. The announcement will come Halloween.
Oh, okay. That sounds fun.
So, and you're all the first people to even ask us about it. So that's.
Oh, okay.
Professor Bear and Joe. First off, we met Professor Bear through Joe Monroe.
Joe Monroe was the bridge between us and a lot of people that we know. But you actually know Juice from Sharpshooters and another one.
Yeah. So, Juice is let's finish Joe.
Yeah.
So I have known Joe for years. He actually used to come to the shows that I was doing the DVDs of.
Okay.
He ended up working as an independent worker in the same area that we're from for a while. When we decided to launch Till 5, I reached out to Joe.
He already had a show.
Yeah. I was like, Joe, you've got your show. Can you give me some advice? Tell me how what you're using. And no, Joe.
No, not Juice.
No, Juice. Okay, we'll get to Juice.
Hey, he's going to screw with y'all the whole time, just so you know.
I love it.
And normally, and sometimes he's more entertaining than we are.
I've done that to people before.
That pops me. I like that.
So,
well, I do it to the TNA Top 10 every Sunday night. I go in there and I'm relentless in the comments. And every now and then they'll put one up, and my wife will be walking by and see it. And like they know just when to post something that'll get me in trouble.
We met Bear through Joe.
Yeah.
And Bear actually lives in Knoxville. He's an hour and a half south of us.
He's an excellent human being. We
super
love
nice
Professor
guy.
Bear. Yeah.
And then Juice Box and Danny from Sharpshooters. I have known Juice for 15 years now, at least. We started out on the old Ring of Honor message board.
Oh, okay.
We were part of a group on there that ended up getting kicked off of it all at once.
Oh.
Because back then they didn't let you talk about other wrestling companies. So we created a Survivor thread. And the first page is all talking about Survivor, the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else was other wrestling companies. And they kicked us off, and we started our own message board, and I think it's finally died now. But yeah, a lot of friendship stemmed from that.
The old message boards were fun.
Yeah, I got kicked off our message board like 4 times.
If it wasn't for message boards, I mean, my whole path getting into professional wrestling as a referee sprung from being on wrestling belt bulletin boards. And I never was good at trying to run one myself, though, because I didn't have, you know how easy that you would get attacked and overwhelmed with bots.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't have that, and I never could quite get the hang of it to keep that from happening.
Maybe we should just get them to keep that old message board.
We'll buy the message board. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. The Till 5 Looney Bin forum can be.
There you go.
Hey, the forum days were great, but long before.
Well, that's
MySpace and
need to come back.
Yeah.
That needs to be what everybody comes back to in wrestling. Is the fun days of us just getting online and dicking around on a message board for 5 minutes and then going on about our business instead of wanting to argue all day about how great NXT was.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. True. Isn't that what kind of Discord is in a sense?
I'm
not on Discord that much. Yeah. That's Juice and Danny's bread and butter. We're not big Discord.
Oh, okay.
I don't really understand Discord that much. Personally, I think the youngest guy out of every one of the shows that we associate with, and I am probably the least technologically advanced.
I found Discord to be a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't like anything that logs me out on purpose randomly.
I don't like this at all.
It's tough to navigate for me.
Yeah,
I'm a Reddit guy.
I'm not. I grew up poor, and I don't like technology that much.
I've only been on Discord, like you said, a few times. And it's always it's a big group, and then it's broken down into different topics or whatever.
But then you click the wrong thing, and everybody's gone, and then you got to log all the way back out and try to get all the way back in, and then you have to reboot. And it was horrible. That's why I'm not on them.
Well, I don't get on it very much. I also am a late night Reddit reader too, till 5, Aaron. So every so often, and I always think, are there really? This has got to be made up. That's usually my first, inkling of some of these stories. I'm like, there's no way this really happened to this person, or that they're that dumb, or they're that.
There have been several times that I've started to post in "Am I the asshole?"
Oh.
Now, personally, if it wasn't for this podcast at this point, I would have zero social media presence. I'm just not a fan.
Sure.
That's the only reason I'm hanging on.
I understand.
There was an old meme about fighting on the internet, and I can't describe it anymore because it's so politically incorrect that people will want to fight, and I don't want to get canceled.
Yeah.
But it was like, I mean, I can't even tell you, but I'm just saying that it summed it up about people that fight on the internet, whether you win or lose. And I always keep that in mind because when I find myself wanting to get into it with somebody, or when people start really shitting on my friend Conrad, I'm the first one that wants to climb up the water tower with a can of paint to defend his honor.
Well, I mean, I can start dogging on Conrad if you want me to. If we want to.
That imagery of you climbing up a water tower is what I've got in my head now, with a paint bucket.
Maybe you can use ChatGPT to paint that picture.
Oh God.
Well, before we get too off the rails, I do want to say something. So, sorry, I was a little late coming to the show today because I stayed up really late last night because I went with my sister and her daughter, Addie. We took Addie to boot camp yesterday. She is in the reserves. We had to take her to Nashville, and she had to, she'd already signed her stuff and swore in or whatever. But I just want to throw that out there to everybody to please send my niece Addie good vibes. She is in South Carolina doing her little boot camp thing. She's going to be gone from us for about 9 weeks. And she's awesome. I'm so proud of her. I mean, the fact that she wanted to make that commitment and do this, you just can't beat. There's about 25 other I say little children because that's what they were to me. They're all probably in their, 20, 21 years old range. And they all had to leave their mamas, and they were all hugging them, and they had wives or girlfriends. And it was if you know me, if I see someone cry, then I'm starting to cry. So I was bawling the whole time there. But again, just want to ask everybody out there just to send her good vibes through those 9 weeks, and I'll keep y'all updated. But
thank her for her service.
Yes.
Thank her for her service.
What branch is she going into?
She went into the Army Reserves.
All right.
She goes to Western Kentucky, and has been doing ROTC there. And I don't really know how it all works, so I may not say something correct.
She hoping to get stationed out of Fort Knox?
You know what? I don't know. I know she has done some things. She's out of Bowling Green, so I have no idea. Like I said, I don't really. Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about stuff. I do from the day job.
That's the only reason that I know.
Oh, I bet.
I'm fixing to go get ChatGPT to make me a map of Kentucky, and I'm gonna stick a pin in every town that gets mentioned in Kentucky this episode.
You should. But so I'm just really proud of her, and like I said, I can't. But like I said, my sister and I were 22 months apart. She's younger. But we partied like rock stars, I guess. And so we came in really late last night, and I had to go to work. And so I'm dragging right now. So I apologize for being a little bit late, but that's the reason why. But I do want everyone to send her love. So I don't mind sharing that story out. So thank you for letting me mention that.
Hey, what good is it to have a podcast if you can't talk about what you want to talk about?
That's right.
Yeah. That's honestly why I feel like we've kind of dropped the podcast title from our show. Because we're more of a show than a regular podcast.
Yes.
We're trying to do different stuff that other folks aren't doing. We're trying to be a little more original with it. No offense to anyone, but we're trying to try some different things.
Yeah, we're doing
we throw a lot of darts at the board, and a lot of times they don't stick, but sometimes they do.
Our purpose is we're giving 5 entertaining segments to try and direct you to people you should check out, and this is why.
I love it. No.
In the early days, it felt very robotic because we basically got to the point where it sounded like we were reading a Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Who's this we used to?
And it got very robotic. We were just giving you information instead of saying, hey, this is what we love about this wrestler. Go check them out.
True. And I know that's what we love about when we get to have our independent wrestlers on, is that that's what we want. We want them to give them this platform or promotion. We've had promoters on to be like, tell us about, we've seen your clips. We really enjoy it. Tell us about, why should everybody be watching you? Because of the technology, even though I know it can cause us some problems sometimes, it is allowing people. We simulcast a BIW, which is Bayou Independent Wrestling.
When it's simulcast, we broadcast it. It
was broadcast. Yes, that's true.
We broadcast a live wrestling show on our channel.
Exactly. So, and we had about 5,000 people watch it.
That's awesome.
So, you think about 5,000 people, and the talent is phenomenal at BIW. And so we were able to have a platform where people who didn't get the opportunity to watch and see what's going on. Where were y'all? Mississippi, West Monroe? Where were you?
No, we were in West Monroe, Louisiana.
West Monroe, Louisiana. And if you can't travel, 8 hours to get there from Kentucky, but you could watch it and you're getting to see this talent. And so we were very excited to, be able to do that kind of showcasing. So you have to do different things, and it is.
Well, the business is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And I feel like at this point, wrestling needs even our kind of shows and podcasts to spread the word. It's the modern day tape sharing.
The modern day what? I'm sorry.
Tape sharing.
Okay.
Tape
I was going to say.
Back in the day, as Conrad used to do.
Pondwater, take your pills. Is that what that alarm was for?
That's my mother calling.
Oh.
Is it JBL's theme song?
Yeah.
Do you need to answer it? Like, is it like my mom only calls when there's a problem? That's kind of like, or do you need to answer it, you think? Or
no, it's fine. I sent her the voicemail.
Okay. Well, all righty.
If it's important, she'll call back.
That's right.
my rule.
That is fair. This is just another little funny tidbit. I don't know if anybody else does this, but my mom plays cards on Wednesday. And so, unless someone has passed or you are been in a car wreck, don't call her because she ain't going to answer. So I just thought that was funny. That's why I wanted to see if that was something like, and we've done that before because I have two sisters. And we've done that before, like to ask her something or whatever, and be like, damn it, it's Wednesday. No. So you just have to wait till tomorrow, wait till later or wait till tomorrow. So
I've been there before. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I actually, after we get done tonight, I'm going to call my mom and my aunt. My mom's birthday was last Wednesday, and my aunt's is today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't call your mama on her birthday? Aaron.
I called her the next morning because, and Tanner can attest, the shoot job has stressed me out a lot lately.
It's been a very rough few weeks for Till 5 Wrestling, and we'll just leave it at that.
I got you. And I have to say this to you, though, Aaron. My son is named Aaron, so I'm very good at yelling that name and getting.
Well,
what's your middle name? Is it Andrew? Because if so, I got you covered.
Thomas.
All right, Aaron Thomas. I'm very good at that. Just letting you know. I'm very good at kind of,
I was going to make a Facebook post, and I opened up my Facebook, and there's my brother's. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I don't want to make it look like I just copied him. And then I got called into a meeting. and then I forgot to call her.
I do. That's funny about don't want to look like you're copying. That is so true. It's like,
I don't want to make it look like he reminded me of my mother's own birthday because
that's hilarious.
But he did feel the need to remind me that it was my aunt's birthday today.
Gotcha.
And I just laughed.
Really? I call and sing to my mom every year.
Aww.
But most of the time when I call my mom, she don't answer the phone.
Really?
Yeah, she'll call back eventually, but
I have the blessing.
She's out doing stuff, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see you forget to.
It's impossible to forget to talk to my mom on a regular basis because she's my boss.
Well, and too, she's also a very vocal person on the show in the comments. So I learned that the hard way. She voted against me.
Sweet mother is a diehard wrestling fan from the time she was a child.
Yeah, for some reason she likes Darby Allin. I don't get that. She likes these little guys who fall off stuff.
She's had some really, she's changed a lot. Probably her all-time favorite wrestler, randomly enough, is probably Bobby Lashley and Brian Pillman.
Interesting. Now, I will say this: did your mother grow up in Eastern type? I mean, is she from that area?
She did. She has lived here too, basically most of her life, as far as I know. And
there is a great wrestling. She got to witness some really great wrestling that came through that area.
Her grandfather, who passed away when she was maybe 10, was really big into wrestling, and he hated Ric Flair. They would watch NWA on television. She always tells the story that, oh my God, he hated Ric Flair, and he would cuss and scream and throw things at the TV because Ric Flair is the dirtiest bastard ever.
I love it. I love it.
Which is great. So she got that at a young age, and she actually, I wish she was here to tell this story. She had blood pressure problems from a young age. She tells the story that made it bad, and her parents made her stop watching wrestling for a while when Randy Savage got tied to the ropes by Jake the Snake. And Jake the Snake bit Savage. My mom had such a conniption, she went to the doctor for high blood pressure. That's great. But she stuck with wrestling most of her life. Her parents weren't big wrestling fans, and her siblings weren't, but she made sure when I was born that I was a wrestling fan. In the late 90s, early 2000s, she was putting me in front of the television when I was a toddler watching wrestling.
Watch it, Andrew Hermes.
I love it. I'm not sure Bobby Lashley is not Jewish, Darren. I'm just throwing that out there. I feel like you need to not, just check that out before you throw that out there in the comments.
Well, he said, I don't know. That might be true.
I've never talked about Bobby's religious beliefs.
No, I've never really thought about it.
I know. He just it's just the way he says is not. Like he didn't say could be or couldn't be. I don't know. Darren makes
is not.
You don't know. He might have a yarmulke in his suitcase.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, Darren, we don't need to be making such, you fact
checked it.
But you did not.
Hey, you read it on the internet. It must be true.
Oh, Lord.
He asked ChatGPT.
Real quick.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
He's gonna make a graphic. ChatGPT is gonna make him a graphic of Bobby Lashley in a synagogue.
Exactly.
In the background, Dave's gonna be climbing the water tower for Conrad.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or at his
while listening.
Yeah.
While listening to Ronnie Millsap.
He's
there
gonna
you go.
Do not bring up Ronnie Millsap
on the water tower with Conrad.
Oh, that's gonna be my next thing I'm gonna do. For mark out moments, it's going to be
oh Lord help us.
Couple times, some kind of climbing the water tower, and it'll be where we'll just like somebody's getting shit on real bad. I'll defend their honor and say, like the first episode could be Darby Allin, and I'll try to come up with why he's not a glorified stuntman.
Okay, well, there is not a way to.
I know. That was the joke.
Yes. No shit.
Like I saw that he had Sting's son had his first match.
Yes.
He tag teamed with JD Drake against Killer Cross and Darby Allin. And then I read that he was trained by Darby Allin. And then I saw you do a spot where Darby Allin climbed up like a support beam and wherever they were wrestling, and he climbed up and he dropped, did his trust fall, and Sting's son had to catch him. And I'm like, oh, he trained him to catch him.
I did not. He trained him. I did not realize that.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, to be fair, Darby's not a horrible wrestler when he wants to be.
I've never seen him wrestle though.
He's had some technical matches that were good matches in AEW.
And before.
Yeah, well, I never saw
listen, as far as Darby's got into that niche role that Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy also fell into, and Spike Dudley, he can do these crazy stunts, and he's just going to keep doing it. It's working.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a good analogy.
That's got that body type that can take those kind of bumps and bounce back.
Darby is emo Shane McMahon.
Sort of.
I like your analogy about him being like Spike Dudley. Like you said, the type that takes those crazy bumps.
There was nobody in ECW in that era that could have took the bumps that Spike Dudley took. I think that some of those smaller,
that's a good comparison.
That is a really good comparison.
Yeah, he reminds me.
I just don't want to see this kid kill himself. I mean, he's going to be crippled.
In a weird roundabout way, Dave, I almost feel like he wants to do that in the ring.
It feels like he's got a death wish.
Yeah.
He's probably going to live to be 100.
Jeff Hardy or Spike or Rob Van Dam at certain points in their career.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that analogy. That was really good.
But Rob Van Dam was tall enough to ride this ride.
Now that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Spike is probably the best comparison size wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably safe to say Darby's not on your GOAT list, Dave.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Or anybody. I think that's pretty.
I don't dislike Darby Allin. He has a niche. He's not my favorite guy.
Yeah, I mean, teenage girls love him.
True. I watch again.
Trust fall is not a finishing maneuver.
That is very true too. The trust fall is not
draw.
Yeah, Dave. He crosses his arms, Dave. It's a
and he dives backwards. He doesn't fall.
What? I saw him win a coffin match, and then he climbed up and jumped off the Willie Thornbrew. I stole that from you. I did.
You did, Willie. You're right.
I mean, I saw him win a coffin match, and he climbed up onto the post, the corner post, and then he did a coffin drop on top of the coffin. Like, you won, and now you're just dropping on a hard surface for no apparent reason.
Hey, but you know what? We're talking about it.
Not in a good way.
Right now.
This is true.
Not in a good way.
I since Darby is probably the age of my kids, I look at it as like a mom, I guess. I can't watch him because, like you said, I'm just afraid he's going to get broken in half. But I mean, it's what he wants to do. And I mean, again, he's probably going to be 85 years old when he passes. Like, we think that's usually what happens. You think somebody's like, man, he seems like he's got a death wish. And like, I mean, he's going to outlive us all, probably. It is what it is, right?
I mean, somehow the guy climbs Everest and lives to talk about it, and he dives off everything, and now here we are still talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, and then that's the other thing. Like that is not something that just everybody does. I mean, climbing Mount Everest, like that takes a lot of time, effort, skill, luck. I'm sure, because there's a body trail that goes up there.
People not long up there.
Right. So, I mean, so regardless of how we think he is, he's doing something right,
Well,
we ran Tanner off.
We're fixing to get into our GOAT debate.
I'm pretty sure that Tanner took his dog out to use the bathroom. So
while we're waiting for Tanner to get back, let me take this opportunity to tell you about Dubby.
Yes.
This episode of Talking Wrestling is fueled by Dubby, the clean energy drink made for people who actually want to get stuff done without shaking like they just took a power bomb. Unlike those other sugar-loaded crash and burn energy drinks, Dubby keeps it real. It's packed with vitamins, amino acids, nootropics, and 150 milligrams of clean caffeine, so you get focus, not fidgeting. No jitters, no crash, no nonsense, just smooth, long-lasting energy that hits you like a perfectly timed super kick. And the best part, Dubby's made right here in the USA in an FDA-inspected, GMP-certified facility, so you know it's the good stuff. So if you want to stay focused in the ring, at work, or wherever life takes you, grab you some Dubby at Dubby.gg and use promo code WRASSLIN, RASSLIN, that's wrestling, to save a little cash. That's Dubby.gg, promo code WRASSLIN, because good energy should hit like a finisher, not a flop. Get you some of the Dragonade. I cannot recommend the Dragonade enough. Dragonade hits real hard. It's my favorite one. And as soon as it's back in stock, I'm going to get me a container of it. Push and Punch.
I just finished one that you like.
I just finished Push and Punch. We got there's the Dragonade again. The Dub Sauce. We got Oda's Restore Potion. They got s'mores that you can mix with milk.
That actually
might hit.
That might be a pretty decent pre-workout.
Yep. Tiger Blood.
Yeah.
For little Jimmy Sorensen, we got the Japanese soda. The Galaxy Grenade, which is watermelon, guava, and lime.
Ooh, I think I'd like that one.
It was good. I enjoyed that one. I think
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I got a sampler, and
yeah.
I think it's a every now and then flavor. I wouldn't buy a tub of that, but I would buy
Right.
the little packets to mix it in just to break up the monotony.
Is that because you really like that one tiger? Which one did you say you really like?
I like the Dragonade.
Dragonade, that's what it was.
But you get you a shaker, a bottle of water, a scoop of Dubby, shake it up, and I'm hyper anyway, y'all. So I can't tell you the energy boost that it gives me.
Right.
Because I'm pretty much shot out of a cannon all day anyway.
Right. Yes.
But I have noticed an increase in focus.
Oh, I need that.
And yeah, I like that because I showed up the other night. I came home and I had another woman with me, and Stephanie goes, "Who's she?" And I said, "Thought she's you."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So now with Debbie, I'm a little more focused and I'm not making those mistakes that could, have me buried somewhere in the Sketchlow Hills.
No kidding. There goes our show.
Yeah.
Jesus. I didn't know we were that close.
That close.
We were that close. I had no idea.
W.GG promo code Rasslin, RASSLIN. Thanks for partnering up with us, Debbie.
When Tanner gets back,
He's
his
right
dog, Tanner, your dog, I want to love on your dog so bad. He's adorable.
So I rescued a dog about 4 weeks ago.
Oh, he's new. Oh, he's so
He's brand new. He's a year and a half, they say, but I really don't think he's that old.
Oh,
I've never had a male dog before, but when I went to the shelter, he kind of spoke to me, so I brought him home. He is a great dog, but a real hindrance for podcasting because he is an attention hog.
Oh, he just loves his daddy. No,
Maybe
you will never.
Come here, boy.
Yes.
Come on,
All my dogs. I've had several. They've all been rescues from a pound. Oh my God, is he not adorable? What's his name?
His name is Nick.
Nick. Hey, Nick.
After Nick Nemeth from the Spirit Squad.
That's not true. I did not name this dog.
Okay, ChatGPT refuses to create an image of Lashley as a rabbi.
Here you go, boy.
Lord help me.
Oh God.
You can bring Nick on anytime. Like I said, my dog Capone, he's an attention hog. He sometimes has to come and poke his head in here. We love. I know Dave does too.
Nick has really severe separation anxiety and needs a human 24/7. He was left alone for the first time for less than an hour yesterday, and he chewed up the trim around my front door.
I bet. Well, and unfortunately, I don't think you probably, when the dogs come to the shelter, you don't get much history. You don't know what they've been through. So I don't know. I have a very soft heart for puppies. So
he's extremely smart, and he already knew a few commands when I got him.
Awesome.
He's a little too smart for his own good.
They've ate the weather stripping. Both of mine ate the weather stripping. I tried putting them in the bathroom, and then they're chewing on the cabinet. So I had to.
Yeah.
So then I bought a kennel. So
he just wants to play 24/7 is the only problem. But then when he's done, he's done.
Yeah.
Right. The dreaded spray bottle. We have that at my house too. I just have to show it, and he's like, "Oh, okay, fine, heifer."
He's getting there, but we've never done a studio filming since I've had Nick, so he has no idea what's going on in this room.
Oh,
he's never
when they let
been in here 2 minutes.
If they let Fritz and Bucky out, I guarantee you'll see them because they'll be back here. One of them will get up in my lap, and the other one will wedge his way in behind me.
And we love him, and we love them too. We love Fritz and Buddy.
Yeah, they're out.
I've got 2 cats at home, so that's usually chill. They might jump on the back of the chair and pat my shoulder and want to come down.
Right.
When we were doing the Sad News Bears, our friend Eric Rottencrotch had a cat, and during
what was his name again?
We call him Rottencrotch.
Rottencrotch. Right.
Because his name is Rotten Stout, Rosenstotch or something. So we just always called him Rottencrotch.
You've said it so much you don't even know.
Yeah, he's Rottencrotch now. But his cat would get up on the table and face him, and then he'd put his asshole right on the camera.
That was for its OnlyFans.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Only pause.
Yeah.
We saw that cat's asshole every week.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And that's how they got the increased viewership. That's what
That's the sad part. That's how they got the increased viewership.
Tanner?
Tip, we need a cat. We need a
Oh,
cat.
Bro,
All right. We're going to talk about the GOATs of professional
Yes.
wrestling.
I
And
got my notes. Hold on. Let me. I gotta pull them up. I gotta pull my
And the
notes
reason
up.
we're going to do this is because we had such a great time on Till 5 debating who should advance in their tournaments.
Yes.
And everybody's got their own opinion of who the GOAT of the professional wrestling is and why. So we're going to come up with, we're going to do the tag team and the runner-up. We're going to do the women with a runner-up, and we're going to do the men with the runner-up. And they're I mean, and we're going to approach this that there's no wrong answer.
Right.
So we don't have to get contentious with each other.
It's all subjective.
Well,
Right.
Tanner's me and Tanner are probably gonna butt heads here. That'll be fun.
Oh, we're gonna butt heads real big on greatest wrestler, solo wrestler of all time.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait.
I have a feeling mine's going to be a lot different than y'all's. But if we come up with the same ones, it's fine. Because
we grew up with color televisions. So it's better wrestling than you.
Hey, I had a 13-inch black and white, and my first remote control was telling my little brother to go change the channel.
Exactly. Now, if you all would have said, I like that. If you would have said cable, then Dave and I would have had to say, well, you're right. You did grow up with cable. We did not.
Hey,
but you had to say black and white now. That's ornery.
Well, yeah, but my first color TV, I got cable, but you had to go over and you had to hit the box with the A side and the B side and turn a knob. There wasn't no remote control for it.
Don't tell them that. That just gives them more ammunition. Don't even
I mean, I get like
little dial.
I get it. Dave's running through the twilight of his years doing podcasts, refereeing. I get it. You know?
Oh, you don't know what to say.
He gets it.
Yeah, I get it. He's like Charles Robinson with worse eyes and less hair.
Yeah, I don't hide it I mean, Charles is 2 years older than me. Dude's incredible. All right, tag teams. We're gonna let Till 5 go first. Who is the greatest tag team of all time?
This is not a debate. It's Briscoes.
Briscoes for me all day.
Briscoes every day of the week. Nobody has been a better tag team than those two guys when they're in the ring together. So Briscoes.
Is that all you're gonna say?
I don't know what more you want. Like, what more of an argument do we need to make? We came in without notes. We weren't sure what our job was here.
Oh, we're just
But now, I mean, look, you can't tell me that there's not anybody out there that wrestles in a tag team that is better than the Briscoes. The Road Warriors were fun, but tell me a good match they have where they worked with somebody instead of beating somebody up.
Let me just say this about the Road Warriors. As much as I love the Road Warriors, I'm a huge mark for the Road Warriors, and I always have been. But if you take their face paint and their spikes away, who are the Road Warriors?
I will say this: I did not choose the Road Warriors. Dave, did you choose the Road Warriors?
I 100% chose the Road Warriors.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, if you want,
hey,
I could jump in there in a minute, but go ahead and tag, or if you want to say anything about the Road Warriors or whatever you want to do.
What I liked about the Road Warriors, the Road Warriors, well, for one, they were successful everywhere they went. But the Road Warriors would come in and they would beat the piss out of everybody. I mean, I am Iron Man. They'd hit the ring. It was a squash. They do the promos. We dine on danger. We snack on death. They were the WWE, the WWF tag team champions, the AWA tag team champions, the NWA tag team champions. They won the tag belts over in Japan. They were successful everywhere they went, and they drew money. And
they were a draw. I'll give them that.
And they were so dominant that people quit booing them, and it didn't matter who they stood across the ring from. I firmly believe they could have took on Kerry and Kevin Von Erich in Dallas and they would have been the fan favorites.
Interesting. You think so? Really? You really think so? That's interesting.
They weren't cheering for Lawler. They weren't cheering for Lawler when they were wrestling. When Lawler would wrestle them.
Well, Lawler's different. Like to me,
in Memphis,
even in Memphis, because he was still ornery. I'm just saying, Kevin. I mean, and you got to think, old women are no. Let me go back. Kevin and who'd you say? Kevin and Carrie.
Kevin and Carrie.
Okay. You've got girls kissing them as they're coming up. They were heartthrobs. You really think that crowd would be cheering for the Road Warriors and not Kevin and Carrie? If they were at the Sportatorium, I do not believe that to be true.
No.
Just thinking about the crowd, thinking about who Kevin and Carrie's.
You do know that
fans. Yes.
Well, the women might, but the guys would have piped in and been 100% for the Road Warriors, because as popular as Von Erichs were, there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people cheering for the Freebirds.
Okay.
So yeah, I do believe if the Road Warriors would have come into the territory,
here's the problem with the Road Warriors. You can't tell me that they had a good run for more than a year, where they worked in one company for more than a year, and it was entertaining the entire time that they worked with people, not beat people up. Because if we're going with that argument, then Bill Goldberg's the best wrestler that's ever laced up a pair of boots.
Well, no, but
I mean, they were a draw. They were a good gimmick. They had a great look.
There's a poster of them right here.
Yeah, there's a poster of them right.
And they were having competitive matches with the Horsemen. They had competitive match. I mean, I saw them have competitive matches at the Crockett Cup when they won the first Crockett Cup.
Matches all over the world, though. What good is that?
Yeah, they're beating. What good does beating up everybody in town do for that town? But it's great for the Road Warriors.
But you saw the squash matches on television. They were having competitive matches in Japan. I mean, it wasn't all squash matches. They had competitive matches against Demolition.
And then they go to
against the Powers of Pain.
For them. That worked great. They didn't have to build up a promotion. When they were signed with a definite promotion, what story in their matches did the Road Warriors tell?
I'll give you that.
I feel like the Road Warriors are a great gimmick. Don't get me wrong.
I think it might be the best tag team gimmick. It's amazing.
But they're not a great tag team wrestling pair.
So,
I know we're
great.
All right, Brainbusters. No,
actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, guys.
It is not Brainbusters, and no, it's not FTR.
Are you high?
No, it is the Midnight Express. And the reason why I say that is because FTR is my absolute favorite. It really is 1A and 1B when it comes to Tully and Arn. However, you have to look, like you said, what do they say? I forget. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, right?
Right.
Yep.
You would not have FTR if you did not have the Midnight Express. If you did not have everything that the Midnight Express brought to tag team wrestling, that is the innovative double teaming. I have to think of the right words. Midnights are great. Yes, they are. The cohesiveness as a tag team. What I hate, and I've said it many, many times, and now this is not with the Briscoes or Road Warriors, but when you get people that are thrown together that are singles that become a tag team, they don't really meld together. FTR and even Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton, that's the one I'm going to go with. You could go with Dennis Condrey if you really want to, but they are not singles wrestlers. They are tag team wrestlers. Like, that's how they are looked at of their body of work, because they knew how to play off each other. They were each other. They knew each other's moves. And again, I to me, that is what is so great about tag team wrestling, is knowing each other's moves, cutting off the ring, if you're a heel, doing those heel tactics to, defeat the baby face, going, I love it whenever they tag in, the little baby face is trying to get to the other side, get to tag his partner, and the heel comes around and knocks them off the ropes, But you're not going to have the Briscoes if you don't have Midnight Express. Road Warriors, I hear what you're saying. Road Warriors were really good, but you know what? I really like how you said take away the paint and take away the football shoulder pads.
Yeah,
it really does lessen. It makes them more ordinary.
Yeah,
and so you could see where maybe the Road Warriors. Everything you say is true about them, Dave. But if we're looking at the GOAT, and to me, that is always emulation. Like if you are a team that is listed in other tag teams top tier and what they want to be like and what they want to do to be successful, I mean, I think that really helps push those attributes that you have, as those are things that are critical in a successful tag team pairing. So let me see. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just trying to think, like, what else is not right?
To your point, I agree with just about every word you're saying. FTR, teams like FTR and our pick, the Briscoes, wouldn't exist without teams like Midnight Express and even the Road Warriors. But
every big man team that came along tried to be the Road Warriors. So for Amy's argument about the Midnight Express, the Road Warriors did the same thing for big man tag teams.
What I was going to say on that is, yeah, they might have started, they were very influential, but I think teams like our pick, the Briscoes, and even FTR expanded on what those guys did and evolved it to a better, maybe not better, but a higher quality of contest, if that makes sense.
If this was a discussion of who the greatest tag team wrestler is, by all means, we all know it'd be Bobby Eaton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then why would you not pick the tag team that he is most known for being with as the greatest tag team ever? If we all can agree that Bobby Eaton is
Bobby wasn't just in the tag team with them.
That was his most. That was the absolute most. Hold on. You cannot sit there and say
it was his most known. Okay.
That's
fine. What other tag team is Jay Briscoe known for? Okay. And Mark, for that matter. Neither one of them.
Right.
So the Briscoes are, to me and Tan, the greatest tag team. Now, I will give you that you might have Midnight Express being a more influential.
Sure, but like to my point, I think they teams like the Briscoes expanded on what the blueprint that teams like Midnight Express laid out.
To be fair, there's a reason
why they're the greatest of all time is because they set that base. People are wanting to emulate and do, like you said, they're a jumping off place. If it wasn't for them, they're copying things that they knew that were successful and to take them to another level. I agree. Thank you for making my point. No.
The Briscoes did it better, though, is my point.
So Gorgeous George is going to be the greatest wrestler of all time, by Amy's logic.
You just wait till you see who is mine. It ain't Gorgeous George, but I'm just saying, I am very much a believer that the foundation, when you talk about the greatest of all time, it is nothing about the record.
No.
The greatest of all time is whenever you look back at a body of work and you can say, these are the things that are being emulated. These are the things that made them, successful. And these are the things that people emulate because they recognize the greatness of that and they wanted to mold it into their wrestling career.
There was a reason with our tag team GOAT when we did the shows.
We split
the eras because that, to me, it's you can't really argue the everybody having television at home era and the end of WCW. I feel is a defining moment of when wrestling changed, when WCW died. Sure. But you could even argue that cable television is the start of that era because let's face it, how many modern wrestling fans are going to watch a lot of Midnight Express? Because even at the very least, no, I'm not talking about their quality of work. I'm talking about.
Yes, I know what you're saying.
When you look at the definition of the videos that are out there, that's hard to set through. Because the production quality is going to be garbage on those old days. So it's hard to compare the two. So I don't have a problem looking at Midnight Express as number 1 and Briscoe's at number 2.
Okay, then it's settled. Thank you. No.
Well, and here's the
all agree that Road Warriors are not the greatest tag.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
And I'm basing mine on the Briscoes were selling pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
They're selling pay-per-views. The Midnight Express and the Road Warriors were selling tickets.
I mean, Briscoes were selling tickets too.
Because the Midnight Express was my runner-up. And when you hear who I think the greatest of all time is and why they're the greatest of all time, and I don't apply that to the tag team because the Midnight Express made everybody that they wrestled look better than they actually were.
100%.
Without the Midnight, the Rock and Roll Express, the Fantastics, without the Midnight Express, they don't look at. I mean, you got to have the Midnight Express. I've always said without the Freebirds, the Von Erichs got their greatest success having the Freebirds. You got to have a good heel, to elevate your faces. I went with the Road Warriors because I think the Road Warriors changed an industry, but they were selling tickets, the arenas, and they were doing something that was unheard of. Is that they were so vicious that they were undeniable. It didn't matter who they went against.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. The gangsters should win this, Dave.
You know what though? I do think
it's whoever they fought, and they dominated, and they had an awesome gimmick. So
I think if our teams wrestled each other, I think we would be more entertained with the Briscoes and Midnight Express versus the Road Warriors. Because like you said, and again, that was the thing, is that they were very rough, tough. They were going to beat the crap out of you. But I think the Briscoes and the Midnight Express. Now, I will say this. Midnight Express obviously didn't wrestle the Briscoes, but they wrestled pretty much everybody you just said, Dave, and elevated. They wrestled.
And I will say that the Briscoes and FTR is my favorite tag team match I've seen since the year 2000.
That's
100%. No, and again,
I'd be hard pressed to tell you a tag team match before that I'd have to really think on it.
Right. I very much enjoy the Briscoes, and I do think that they are fantastic. Love FTR. I know I'm not going to go off on that tangent. But I do think, and I think even the Briscoes would probably say that Midnight Express is one of their favorite tag teams. I think great tag teams recognize greatness, and they all tip their hat to the Midnight Express. So how did we ever decide we were going to vote, or how are we going to do this?
There's no vote. We're just discussing.
Oh, I thought we were going to vote.
No, we're just discussing. I mean, nobody's going to come out of this winning.
Oh,
I mean, we got our opinions and we stated our cases, and
if you want to win, we'll invite you back to the next one that we do.
Yeah, and if we
do have winners and losers.
If we were starting a wrestling promotion and we had the Briscoes, the Midnight Express, and the Legion of Doom on it, I think we have a pretty strong tag team division.
We make a lot of money.
Yeah.
If we're starting a wrestling promotion and we figured out how to resurrect LOD, we are doing that immediately.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that, I mean, there's no wrong answers here.
Well, I didn't know. You said, well, I guess maybe I was thinking about the tournament that we did on Till 5. And I was we progressed people. So, okay.
We're not trying to rip their concept off. We're just talking.
Were you talking about Animal and Heidenreich, or were you talking about draws?
Oh, Lord.
Hey, I will say that my favorite entrance I used to say that the Iron Man entrance where they just ran in and beat the piss out of everybody was a great entrance.
It was very great.
But LOD 2000 with Sonny walking them to the ring hit really hard.
I just knew he'd bring that one up where they looked
something
like
was hard. I know.
all league characters and a dumbass with red flames on her dress.
Dude,
Exactly.
I don't know what I didn't even know what they were wearing because Roll Tide Sonny was walking them to the ring.
Well, you probably would have a great opportunity to get with Sonny now if you were not married.
I mean, she'd have to get out of jail.
Yeah, you might be able to bail her out and get
Conjugal visits are a thing. It'd be better than an autograph.
Wasn't it? Didn't she have phone sex with somebody recently and they got caught?
Probably.
Did they?
Oh, that's
I wouldn't doubt it. So she probably needed a pack of Marlboros put on her books.
One of my favorite wrestlers ever is Chris Candido, so I'm not a very big Sonny fan.
Oh, I'm not a fan of her either. I think she's a colossal piece of shit.
Yeah, she's a terrible human being.
I mean,
she definitely needs lots and lots of therapy. I don't know what the.
Yeah.
I think she needs lots and lots of therapy. I hope she gets it wherever she is, because that's
therapy. By therapy,
oh,
you mean
Derry, we don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, therapy.
Keep y'all's lives off of this.
All right.
I know. He's sitting there telling all your secrets, Dave. Get a hold of him.
I'm not.
He didn't.
Let's talk about the women's division. We'll let Amy start first this time.
Probably because Dave knows who I picked. Hold on, crap.
I don't know who you picked.
Oh, go someone else because I can't. I gotta look at my notes. Hold on.
You can't remember who the greatest woman of all time is?
Okay.
I'm going to go with Mickie James every day of the week because that woman managed to wrestle everywhere and put on entertaining matches everywhere she went. She never had a problem putting over other workers and made everybody look like $1 million and still kept herself a star. I will never stop singing the praises of Mickie James. He got me an Alexis Lurie autograph for Christmas last year. So,
as much as I would love to say Awesome Kong, I actually am going to agree with Aaron on this one as well. I think Mickie James is incredibly influential, to especially women's wrestling right now. I think she's fantastic.
She's she was my runner-up.
Technical dog issue.
Oh,
okay,
sweet baby.
Mickie James was my runner-up.
All right.
I totally agree. And I know who Dave probably picked. I don't know 100%, but I feel pretty confident I know who Dave picked. I went a little bit out on the limb. I know you're going to love this. I picked Mildred Burke as the greatest of all time. Because again, I look at where would we be without Mildred Burke?
What was your favorite Mildred Burke match?
The one she had against Mae Young. It was a barn burner.
Okay.
What was your other favorite Mildred Burke match?
Clara Morrison. That's the one where she won the championship. So,
hey, she's got answers, so we're trying to hang her out on that pick.
We like having her on our debate. She can argue pretty much anybody. She's always got the answer.
Well, again, so I go back to, if it weren't for, someone has to start. If it wasn't for Mildred Burke being that pioneer and sticking her neck out, you can imagine in the 50s, 40s, 50s, a woman wrestler and going out and being on the promotion. Women were categorized with the little people, you know what I'm saying? And the bear, or, the circus bear that might be there. They were a gimmick. And she really wanted women's wrestling to be considered more than that. And she did a lot of things behind the scenes. Again, the business side and promoting women's wrestling and putting them out there and making them not just a sideshow. Like they had legit matches. She legit. What's wrong?
It looked like
eating command.
Tanner been over. Tanner been over.
Oh, okay.
And Aaron made it look like he was doing the job.
Oh. I swear.
Immature children we work with, Amy.
I know. I believe me. I know. I'm the only girl with a bunch of other guys, so I know y'all also. Okay,
now we go over some woman who wrestled in a frock and bonnet. Okay.
You hush.
Come on.
Rockin' bonnet. Aaron Thomas. No.
Look, she shed the sheep to make her gear.
She probably had the. You know what? She probably had enough gumption. She probably did do that.
My God, he is.
But again, she headlined. Just again, I totally agree with that about Moolah, Andrew, because obviously she had some shady stuff going on. But I do think Mildred Burke, you know, she had to play the game with the guys that she was trying to fight for women to be in a more prominent position and get paid the way that they got paid and treated the way they got paid. Again, she did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Plus, she did showcase all over the world. So again, that's just my argument. I'm just looking at that.
No, this isn't like we're not supposed to be trying to put down each other's votes, but I'm
no.
You know, Amy, you're wrong.
You did say mine wasn't a bonnet. I'm not sure how to feel about that, but
a frock and bonnet.
Mr. Balls is okay.
That's true because mine are bigger than most people's. Mm-hmm. No.
I get the fact that Amy's justification of to be the greatest, you've got to be the most influential.
You should definitely, yes. That should be a big piece, is what I should say. A big piece. Yes.
Right. Well, I think I know who Amy's going with next.
Abe Lincoln for greatest wrestler of all time.
All right.
What's your middle name, Tanner? I'm going to start saying it too.
What is your middle name?
Who was your runner-up, baby?
Do I not know your middle name?
Nobody knows.
Is it Charlie?
No, it's Isaiah.
Tanner Isaiah.
I hate the name. My parents spelled it wrong. I don't know how to spell it. So I just don't acknowledge it.
Okay. Well.
Your parents spelled it wrong.
Yeah, they spelled it weird.
Oh.
So they didn't know how to spell it either, did they?
Probably not.
Isaiah.
I have no idea. And I don't care. I don't acknowledge it.
I mean, you just did. So, you know.
I do work with children. There are some liberties parents take with names. So it could be they were just trying to be like cool and like, you know, hip. Is that possible?
my mom. There you go. Yes, that's it. My mom.
His dad.
That's true.
So, who was your runner-up, Amy?
Sherry Martel.
Okay.
Yeah, Sherry Martel would be my runner-up.
She wasn't nearly as influential as Mae Young or Moolah was.
We could talk about that. But
she's pretty tough, though.
Oh yeah.
Again, in a man's world, I mean, she wasn't bra and panties. She was very much with the boys, and you've got to show a certain toughness. Again, to get the ladies where they are now, those women had to do those things. Just like any different industry and, you know, different things like that. There are people that are pioneers, and they should be considered the greatest of all time. Isaiah. Oh my God, that's hilarious. There.
Hey, who was you got? I mean, y'all said Mickey James, but who was your runner-up?
I haven't really thought about it much, but off the top of my head, I'm a really big Gail Kim fan.
I was actually thinking Gail Kim, so I'm good with that.
I'm a big Victoria / Tara fan.
I really like Toni Storm.
Yeah, Toni Storm's absolutely fantastic.
Toni Storm's making a case. She's making a strong case.
She is. Even without the belt.
If we were talking about this 10 years in the future, I think we would all be maybe talking about Toni Storm here.
Yeah, I mean the women's division is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Strong.
My personal of all time is Awesome Kong. I love Awesome Kong.
My personal is probably second person. My runner-up would probably be Daphne after Mickey James. I'm a big Daphne fan.
I remember Awesome Kong from the tournament.
I love Kong. I because of me. I'm just a big mark for Kong. When I was a kid growing up, when she was dominating, and I thought it was crazy because all the women that I watched when I was growing up were doing bra and panties matches. It was the Divas era, and it was unfortunate. It wasn't fun for me.
Right.
And when Awesome Kong came around and she started doing the implant buster, that awesome move that she did, I was really into it.
And again, she took a risk because she doesn't look like you said, she doesn't look like what was being portrayed on the other channels in the bra and panty matches.
Wrestler in the world that looked
she was a badass, like the Road Warriors.
She was killer. I love her very much.
Yep.
and Darian Staley's not wrong. I'm gonna go with Charlotte Flair.
I don't disagree with that.
14-time women's champion, most decorated woman in WWE history.
The greatest
athletic. She's got the look. She's got the charisma. And she started out being Ric Flair's daughter, and now
Ric Flair's daughter.
But she started out that, hey, that's Ric Flair's daughter, but now it's, hey, that's Charlotte Flair's dad.
Yep.
Nah.
I can see that.
And that's saying a lot. And that's saying a lot.
I'm a 17-time Till 5 champion, so I'm the greatest male wrestler there's ever been, because that's how it works, I guess. If you have a
hey, you know what? I'm booking you for an 18th title reign.
18 record. See, I don't care how many times Charlotte had that. Her matches.
I'm just saying, she elevated women's wrestling to the main event position.
She didn't do it alone.
No,
there were 3 other women.
You mean Ronda Rousey? Because she was the one that got WrestleMania main event for women, was Ronda Rousey. And it was the Becky Lynch storyline that made that work.
Yeah, but if Becky Lynch wouldn't have got her face busted, she wouldn't have even been in the conversation.
Hey, Charlotte shoehorned her way in there and did not add anything.
Because she's a draw. She can also be the face of the company, because when they need somebody to go be on Good Morning America, they trot Charlotte out there. She's marketable.
Because her last name is profitable. I mean, love on Nick. Please love on Nick.
Hey, Jimmy Snuka's name was marketable too, but his daughter, you ain't trotting her out for anything positive.
Well, Jimmy Snuka's name ain't profitable now, is it?
Till Piper is beautiful and can wrestle, but they don't trot her out.
Not yet. Let her get signed, and they'll start doing what they do with her.
And I mean, and Tessa Blanchard can wrestle.
Tessa we all know what Tessa.
Yeah, I've been saying, and she's part of TNA, and you don't see them trotting her out on NXT, which by this time, TKO's already proven that they don't really care what people think. So I don't know why they hadn't trotted her out yet. But yeah, what I'm saying is that Charlotte Flair, and like I said, we're talking about right now. In 10 years, it's going to be probably completely different, because the talent that's coming up now is probably going to eclipse her. But right at this particular juncture, I'm 100% saying that Charlotte's the GOAT. And
I like Mickey, man. I think Mickey did a lot more for the business than Charlotte. And Mickey did it in a lot of other places. I don't think if you put Charlotte in AEW or you put Charlotte in TNA pre-partnership that she would have succeeded to the point that she did in TNA or in WWE with the machine behind her.
If Charlotte was not a Flair, we wouldn't be talking about her.
Yeah, but y'all are acting like she's not a D1 athlete that has all the gifts that everybody else has.
I don't work as good as
she's
Nikki
not that great of a worker to me. She's really not. Like, I've not really enjoyed Charlotte Flair.
She had a few good matches, man, but they're kind of the same. They're kind of cookie cutter. I'm not a big fan. And you know what? To that point, maybe she is a great athlete, but we've not seen what she's able to do because she's never worked the Indies and she's never worked outside of WWE.
I do think all 3 of our choices are phenomenal. Like everything that you said about Mickie James, I do agree with Charlotte as being an absolute phenomenal athlete. She has the charisma. Again, she for someone who did not grow up necessarily like saying, I'm going to be a wrestler when I grow up. She played volleyball. Like you said, she is an athlete. The things that she has picked up, the psychology, the things that she has picked up is great. And you're right. She hasn't been on the Indies, but she hasn't had to. And it probably was. We're not going to say, the Flair name did not help her, but she definitely did not let that be.
It opened the door for her, but she did the work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Randy Orton's going to be the greatest male wrestler of all time. His last name got him in the front door.
Right, and it's what you do definitely what you do with it. And she has definitely, and I'm not saying that about the other ladies haven't, but she has definitely not sat and just sat on that name. She has gone out, and I do agree with what you said, Dave. It is, that's not Ric Flair's daughter, that's Charlotte's dad. That is really has changed because and it would be really interesting to see her on other things, and maybe with TKO and some of the
I'd like to. I
do too. I think it could be really interesting, and I think she'd be down for it. I think she would want to do stuff.
And
like
I didn't
that.
come in this with Charlotte being my slam dunk pick. I mean, I was trying to find a reason that she wasn't going to be. Because
you wanted Mildred Burke. You saw her in person.
Because it's like Darren said that I was going to go with my homer pick and pick Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
But
to me, Mickie James had to overcome some of the most horrific storylines in the history of the business. She went out to multiple different companies and proved that she not only could she work, but she was an asset backstage.
Let's be honest, her name value helped TNA's Knockouts division a lot.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I told you, she was my runner-up. I mean, it was right there.
And she married Nick Aldis, so that should give her a half a point anyway.
You mean it should give Nick Aldis a half a point because he married Mickie James?
You know what?
Very true. Yes.
Yeah.
She got lucky. But I do think they're all great choices.
And like I said, this is going to, we got Tony Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got the Stephanie Vaquer is a special athlete.
She's fantastic. I really like Io Sky as well.
And,
I think
and it's telling that WWE does not.
Yes.
I mean, she made a couple of appearances on AEW, and I knew she was something on there. Yeah. But then she got to WWE, and they didn't keep her in NXT, but for a cup of coffee. It's like everybody sees what special athlete that she is.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even seen what Julia can do yet.
I'm a really big fan of her. As a lot of people know, I'm a big mark for Japanese wrestling.
Yeah,
she only had like 2 title defenses in 6 months.
Crazy talented, but she's got a lot of lingering problems, and I think that's why she may not be wrestling that much.
And Io Sky, my God,
yeah.
So
she's finally getting her flowers.
Yes.
So we're gonna. My favorite parts of watching wrestling are the women. To me, all the women work harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we were talking about Trish Stratus. We were talking about Trish Stratus. When I was watching the Divas, that was eye candy.
Mm-hmm.
Now the women's wrestling is.
I typically look forward to the women's wrestling matches of the week at this point.
They make sense and they work harder.
I really loved Lacey Lane and Mercedes Moné last night on Dynamite. That was one fun match.
I like Lacey Lane. I'll have to go back and watch that.
I know what, and I don't think this is what. Okay, let me get sorry. I do not want to disparage Trish Stratus because she was in an era where she could have just done bra and panties, but she really did try and want to do more. So she was even kind of even a pivot. Like she was kind of that turning to the revolution, I guess you could say, because she could, she could have, she was a beautiful woman and she could have just trotted out there, but she wanted more. And I do think every step, like you said, your Victoria, your Mickie James, every step that they made is what is helping us get to the point we are now, where we have unbelievably talented. It's almost getting to where, like, when we talk about men and the talent, like we're throwing all these women's names, there are going to be women who get lost in the shuffle because there is so much talent that's coming.
Oh yeah, look at Jordan Grace.
Yes.
They had to make her a referee last night just to have a spot on the card for her.
Exactly.
Jordan Grace has gotten lost in the shuffle with the influx of talent that's come in.
And you probably would not. I think a lot of people thought her going to NXT, like when that was supposed to be a big jump for her. And I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying, you know, because of that talent pool, she's definitely one, and that they have to fight harder to get seen and do things. So I think, like you said, I think it's a great time for women's wrestling, and that everybody that we've talked about has helped push for the type of wrestling that we see now in some way or the other. You know, like they did not rest. They wanted to do something a little different. And again, for women, and saying, yes, I can do that. And I know Darren Staley says, I'm sure he's talking about a water gun to his head. I don't think it would take that much.
All right, let's move on to the men. Till 5 podcast. Tell me who the greatest wrestler of all time is.
You better go ahead and start, because we are going to argue on this one.
Oh, interesting.
Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler of all time.
Okay.
I think that Shawn has been able to cut promos better than anybody. I think he had 2 great legendary runs on his own career, which is awesome to think about, because he basically had 2 careers. And I just think that Shawn, you look at his run in '96 as world champion, and every match was a blast. Shawn was carrying that. You look at what DX did for the WWE. To me, DX did more to usher in a real attitude era than Stone Cold, but that's just me. I liked DX way more than I did Stone Cold. And Hulk Hogan can piss off.
I can't wait to hear who Tanner picked.
This is actually a bit ironic because I knew who Aaron's pick was going to be.
And I know his pick.
To me, there is no wrestler that has ever lived that can match the technical ability and the in-ring prowess and the psychology of Bret the Hitman Hart.
I love it. I love it, though. I knew when he said Shawn Michaels and y'all disagreed, I was like, oh, yes, he said Bret. He says Bret Hart. Okay.
When you go back and you watch matches, and no knock on Shawn Michaels, I think Shawn Michaels is amazing. I think Shawn and Bret were fantastic dance partners, even during a point in their careers. But, man, that Hart family was so influential to the business. Bret Hart.
This ain't the
I was getting to Bret. You cut me off there, pal. That's what you Shawn fans do. You don't listen to Bret. Listen, man. Bret Hart did this every single night, match after match after match. Michaels was a little busy sometimes stroking Vince around, and he was a little busy going to rehab, and he was a little busy losing his smile. Bret was out there every single week, and he got absolutely robbed out of his WWF career, and then a few short years later he was robbed of the remainder of his career by Bill Goldberg.
It wasn't Goldberg's fault. Bret kept wrestling. Bret kept wrestling. That's Bret's fault.
Goldberg.
Look, I will acknowledge that Bret can be the runner-up, but Bret couldn't touch Shawn on the mic. Therefore, Bret ain't the GOAT.
That psychology is unmatched.
Shawn has the psychology too. You talk about a whole package. Bret is 90% of the greatest wrestler of all time. Shawn is 100%.
Bret is the package.
No.
Yep. In tag teams, in singles, the GOAT, the man.
He's a great technical wrestler. That's
the
awesome.
Greatest wrestler of
That's
all time.
Good.
Bret Hart. We said wrestler. We didn't say, oh, who's the greatest promo of all time, or oh, who's the greatest stable.
Who's the greatest of all time?
We said who's the greatest bell-to-bell mat wrestler
of
all time.
Say that.
Well, that's how I took it, and I chose Bret the Hitman Hart. And if I would have had a second pick, I would have chose Kurt Angle.
Well, Kurt Angle won our GOAT for the men last year. And we both, there is no denying that Kurt is a full package. But I firmly believe Shawn Michaels is the GOAT.
You know, I think my pick actually is the best of each one of your picks. So the best of Bret Hart and the best of Shawn Michaels. And I think that's Macho Man Randy Savage.
I thought you were going to go with Lou Thez there for a second.
Well, I believe
it wasn't going to be a package snack, but I was just, I was going to go something else. Lou Thez, Aaron Thomas.
So you went with Randy Macho Man Savage.
I did go with Randy Macho Man Savage. I think everything that you all said.
An argument there.
I was
gonna say, I think everything that you all said about the charisma, the in-ring technicability, their work ethic, everything you said about your two favorite.
The problem for me of putting Macho above Shawn is that Macho had to plan out his matches. Shawn could call it.
But that was not because he wasn't talented. That was because of his.
He wanted to be a perfectionist.
Perfection. Yes, that was a mental thing. That has nothing to do with the fact he couldn't.
Working with most of the time weren't nearly as talented as the guys that Shawn and Brett were working with. So he had to work a little bit harder, maybe at times, to have a good match.
Well, possibly, but
I don't know.
That was not
Brett
because
carried a
he
lot of
couldn't.
Oh yeah, Brett carried a ton of people.
A contract.
And if anything, I think that even shows more in a weird way, because you think about WrestleMania 3 match, that is like that's a match that a lot of people look at between Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man, and just that caliber of talent. And if they really do go all step by step, because that's what again, I don't think it was because Savage couldn't or he had to have it all. It was, like you said, the perfectionism in him
Flair always said that he didn't work well with Randy because Randy wanted to map it all out, and Flair was not a map it out guy.
Right. And again, that just kind of goes to say, like I said, I think it takes the best of what you two about your guys, and I think that all manifests itself in Randy Savage as being the GOAT.
Okay. I'm good. Before I give you mine, my runner-up. He's not my runner-up. I'll get to that. Aaron is right about one thing with Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, to me, is the greatest in-ring performer ever, but he was selfish. He was very selfish. Like, he wasn't dropping titles. I'm hurt. And I mean, he was vacating titles instead of dropping them.
I don't.
Bret Hart, who's not even the best wrestler in his family. But Bret Hart had the ability to make the people that he wrestled better. Like, Stone Cold was better for wrestling Bret Hart. Like Ric Flair made Sting, Bret Hart made Stone Cold.
Well, that's also where Bret was in his career at that point, where he was on the card.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, but also Bret Hart, let's be honest, only got above the Intercontinental title because there was a steroid trial and they had to have some littler wrestlers in the world title picture.
Bret Hart could have worked a 5-star classic with a broomstick.
I'm not saying that Bret couldn't work. I'm saying that Bret's position in the company was elevated by the need to put smaller wrestlers in that picture because of the steroid trial. I truly believe that. I think Bret Hart he's the Intercontinental level in the WWE.
If that was the truth, then why didn't they go with someone?
Also, I think Bret Hart was a colossal pain in the ass.
No,
think about it. Vince McMahon went to him and said, "I can't afford to pay you, but let's don't say anything. Let you get that $2 or $3 million from WCW if you can still get it." Because he sided with Shawn. Bret was such a pain in the ass that Vince was in the Shawn Michaels camp.
Look,
because he immediately started he gave Johnny B. fucking Bad a guaranteed contract on the heels of telling Bret you couldn't afford him.
Listen, man, don't sign a freaking deal if you're not going to honor the deal.
It wasn't the money. It wasn't the money. That Bret was a pain in his ass. He was in the Shawn. He put his eggs in the Shawn Michaels basket, whether it was right or wrong.
Bret was working with a bunch of kids that were shitting in the female wrestlers' bags and pissing all over.
I agree with you.
Drunk and drug addict. I've been in this all too.
To me, Bret Hart was probably a better employee than Shawn Michaels, but Vince McMahon was in love with Shawn Michaels and got rid of Bret Hart because he put his eggs in the Shawn Michaels basket. All that being said, the greatest wrestler of all time is the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Woo!
I would have picked Flair. He would have been right up there.
Because Flair wasn't a gimmick. Ric Flair lived it. The Nature Boy is Ric Flair.
For better or worse.
Flair was working. He was on the road constantly. He would come into town and he would make your mediocre babyface look like he was that close to being the world champion. Ric Flair would come to your territory, and when he left, it was better than he found it. Ric Flair made them all look good. No matter where he went, if he'd go to Continental, and Wildcat Wendell Cooley was a world beater that week because Ric Flair made him look like, and I'm not, no disrespect to Wildcat Wendell Cooley, because he did it with Kerry Von Erich, he did it with Kevin Von Erich, he did it with David Von Erich, he did it with everybody he touched. He did it with Chris Adams, he did it with Terry Gordy.
So we can agree Flair's
he did it with Barry Windham, he did it with Brad Armstrong, he did it with everybody that Flair knew his role. He lived that life, and he was larger than life. His promos to this day are still quoted. The wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, limousine riding, jet flying, Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing,
kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
That's why, to this day, Ric Flair is the greatest of all time, and my runner-up would be Harley Race.
No,
because Harley Race did it like Ric Flair did it, but with an air of believability that Harley Race was just a badass.
Well, guys, unfortunately, I know this is not a debate, but nothing and none of these shitty comments about Bret not putting people over because he put everybody over.
I didn't say Bret didn't put him over. Sean was the one that didn't put anybody over.
Comments.
Okay.
No, Bret, to me, Bret Hart's the greatest of all time. I have never watched a full catalog of another wrestler and enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed Bret Hart.
And I think Bret's attitude has really damaged his legacy. I think that
his attitude post wrestling absolutely has damaged his legacy.
Right.
For a lot of people.
And I think for one being rejected, because I know he felt rejected by the WWF, and then his brother died. I think that took a lot out of him as far as wrestling was going.
Bitter human being.
Yeah. Pro wrestling has not been good to Bret Hart.
He lost two things that he loved because of pro wrestling. He lost the love of professional wrestling, and more importantly, he lost his brother.
And his marriage.
Three things. There you go.
And his health.
Yeah.
So
that's bicycling's fault.
Bret spun the wheel, and professional wrestling didn't love Bret Hart as much as he loved it.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel, make the deal.
Yeah, and his deal didn't pan out in the long run.
Pondwater Dave Flair. That's right.
But I mean, hey, and I'm going to address Darren Staley because none of us touched on Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is not the greatest professional wrestler to ever live.
Hulk Hogan could have worked his way out of a brown bag.
Because Hulk Hogan was a great sports entertainer. He did take wrestling to new heights, but he was a fucking cartoon character. He was a gimmick, and nobody was better off after they were in the ring other than their pocketbook, because they didn't leave King Kong Bundy better than he found him. He didn't leave. I mean, other than Randy Savage,
who the hell Hogan put over?
Well, everybody. It wasn't Hogan's fault that Savage was elevated, though.
All they did was put people for Hogan. I mean, let's talk about the WrestleMania at Caesar's Palace. He went in there and he squashed fucking Yokozuna for no reason. For no reason. He wasn't even booked.
He wouldn't drop the belt to Bret.
That was the best ever. That was the best ever.
They fed up. I mean, now I will say that he made Brock Lesnar look like $1 million on television. Brock Lesnar left him as a bloody mess on television. He did that for Brock Lesnar. He did put over Goldberg later in his career. But when he was rolling, and I'm not saying that Hulk Hogan didn't have place in wrestling, but this is why he was not the greatest. Because for one, even his technical stuff in Japan, Hogan didn't. He was just they fed him. They fed him the monsters to build his legend, and it worked for Vince McMahon's WWF. But it was for sports entertainment. He was a character
for the wrestling business, in my opinion. is, yeah, it took it to new heights with Vince, to your point. But it also, because of the cartoony bullshit that you were talking about, it also set wrestling back for a long period of time.
Vince McMahon marketed Hulk Hogan really well. And I feel like that's pretty much all, because you could have slapped Jesse Ventura in that same role and it would have worked. And Hogan was a marketable character.
He was red hot at the time.
Yeah.
Because he came off the Rocky fame. Hulkamania was running. Vern Gagne didn't know what to do with him. And hey, I think Nash and Hall were more intricate to starting the Monday Night Wars. I mean, Sting could have been the third man. I think Hogan. I'm not going to shit on Hogan for his contributions to the NWO, but having Hogan in the NWO was just. I always felt like he glommed on to the red hot thing.
Well, Hogan just wanted to get the spotlight on himself.
He was staying as relevant as he could, and that was the cool thing at the time. He needed to do that, and that's really not a knock on Hogan. We'd all do the same thing.
Man.
So, well, guys, this has been fun.
Yes, thank you for coming.
It's been great.
I can't thank y'all enough for coming on. This was fun. Just talking wrestling and arguing and
educating, not arguing. Educating.
Yeah, I mean,
making sure that Pondwater knows that LOD is not the greatest tag team of all time.
Get there and say,
right. Hey, and y'all have convinced me.
Is.
Y'all have convinced me that my pick was wrong on the tags.
Aww.
I mean, no, the way that y'all put it.
I feel like we just crushed your day, Dave.
No, because they're not even my favorite tag team.
Okay, well, fuck the Road Warriors then.
But I mean, I couldn't argue for Tully and Arn to be the greatest of all time because they didn't do it for very long and they really didn't change the business. Amy was closer with the Midnight Express.
They absolutely, Midnight Express contributed a lot more to the business than
I could have made an argument for the Steiners.
I don't think there's any points tonight except for Charlotte Flair that I did. Everybody else made valid points. I'm just not a Charlotte fan, and I don't. Aaron isn't either. We made that clear until 5.
And Willie made a good point that her name kind of deterred. I may be more of a deterrent towards her than
not in the machine at the time.
No, not in that company.
But at the current time, I'm talking about how she rose to prominence, became the face of a company. Because they weren't. I mean, she was making. They were sending her out to do press.
I mean, I get your argument, man, but I just don't.
They're sending her to do. I mean, she was doing Make-A-Wish.
You mean now that they've trained her into being their corporate female John Cena? Okay, so is John Cena the greatest male wrestler of all time, Dave?
Hell no.
Because it's the same difference, just a pair of tits. Neither one. I really don't think that Charlotte is that much better of a wrestler than Cena. I really don't. She's not. She's not that good of a wrestler. I'm yet to see her be put on a 3-star classic.
Mercedes Moné was the best of the 4 horsewomen.
Oh my God.
You're damn right she was.
She's the 4th of the 4 horsewomen.
Lynch, Bailey, Mariah May, Toni Storm. I would rather watch Kaden Carter than Charlotte Flair.
And you said 10 years from now. I'm thinking 5 years from now, it's a completely different conversation. She's definitely on the downside.
Yes, Darren, we can tonight. That's how things go.
Anywhere till 5 goes, things get said. So sorry about that, viewers of Talking Wrestling. With
you bring till 5, you bring the tits.
Where can they catch? Where can people catch you all?
You can catch us on Facebook,
yep,
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Randomly, if I decide to post something to piss people off, it's kind of what we do. It's our goal in life.
Head over to their YouTube, Till 5 on YouTube.
Till 5 Wrestling on YouTube, Till 5 Wrestling on Facebook.
Type in Till 5 Wrestling into Google. You'll find everything.
Yeah, you'll find us real quick.
Awesome.
At this point, we've managed to build it to that level that all you got to do is just Google our name and you'll find us.
Yeah.
And they need to be paying special attention around Halloween because you're going to make an announcement of the next tournament.
Yes, the next tournament that will be happening towards the end of November, 1st of December. We'll announce what the subject matter is on our Halloween.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, all right.
Yeah. we've had a good time. I
Yeah,
appreciate
great
it.
time. I appreciate you guys having us on. We're very excited to do the show tonight.
Well, thank y'all for being here.
Much. We appreciate it. Our fans love to hear everybody talk of wrestling, and as you can see through the chat, they very much get interested and they want to tell us their thoughts too. So we appreciate everyone.
I'm sure we will work together again at some point. I hope.
Let's do it again. This was fun. This 2 hours flew by.
Absolutely.
I got to do my belt commercial. Hey, y'all need a belt? Hell yeah, you need a belt. You see a belt? Tanner's got a belt. Go to Big Time Belts over at Facebook.com. Join the group. The ECWA championship came from Big Time Belts. Look at that quality.
Good looking belt.
Mm-hmm.
Really good looking belt. I love that style of belt. The Battle Zone Championship Wrestling with the stacked plates. This to me is probably the most unique heavyweight championship belt on the independent circuit. I'd put this belt up against anybody's.
You got a TV show too? Was it Battle Zone TV show?
I think they had like robots, but
I think that was Terry Crews.
Look at the quality. Look at the stacked plates. This is a completely original design. You won't see anybody else on the indies with anything like this. Big Time Belts can do that for you. Look how beautiful this belt is. The raised plates. It's a heavy. The red leather's beautiful.
That's a good looking belt.
I mean, and I can't wait to unveil their light heavyweight belt that's coming up. So go over to Facebook, Big Time Belts, and we want to thank him for sponsoring our show. Check out the boys at Drunken Pop here at Mark Out Moments. They got you covered for pop culture. The TNA Top 10 just had a banger of an episode. Top 10 movies featuring Saturday Night Live cast. The hardest top 10 they've ever done. What an incredible job that Allison Terry and Andrew do over here on the TNA Top 10 every Sunday night live. You can catch them here on the Mark Out Moments channel. The DAV Network. The Double Drop Kick podcast goes live every other Saturday night. Kevin does a great job on that. And if you're into wrestling belts, Spanning the Globe got you covered on Thursdays. The Question Mark with Efren. Efren's doing the Question Mark on Podcast Heat and ad-free shows. He plays 20 questions with wrestling greats like Brian Cage. He's had Big Ben Bishop on, Josh Chernoff. He had Big Boss Man's daughter on there. He's the mark, and he asks the questions. The Question Mark with Efren.
Did you see what Top 10 is doing? Their next poll is alternative songs from the 90s.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Aaron and Tanner, just so that you know, if you like their Facebook page, you get to vote on these top 10 lists. They come out.
Polls are fun, and that Saturday Night Live one was a bitch.
I'll have to follow. A lot of people don't know this about me, but my second love and my first love was actually rock music. I'm a big rock music guy, and I have the history of rock music is my thing outside of wrestling.
He's by music like I am movies. That's
cool. Definitely make sure you check that one out. You know what, Pon? My top, my number one was at least in the top 10 again for the Saturday Night Live character movies. But I picked Bridesmaid. It barely made the list. I was so disappointed in that.
The things that could not make the top 10 just because of the 10 you picked.
Did Conehead make the list?
No,
it was top 10. It was in my top 10.
I like Coneheads. I don't care what they say.
And I brought it up in the chat, and they completely shit all over it.
Everybody shits on Coneheads. Thank God, Dave, that you're into it.
I mean, it was a great movie, but it was fun. It was based on Saturday Night Live characters. Wayne's World went in the top 10, which blew my mind.
That's true. I did vote for that too. That is kind of weird. But again, I think maybe next time. Well, anyway, it wasn't necessarily SNL characters in a movie. It was SNL members. So Ghostbusters.
I asked AI to get. Hey, we got to split because we're up against the hard.
I'm sorry. I talked.
Join us here. We're gonna be back next week on Tuesday night with pro wrestler Nick Wonder.
Yes.
Nick Wonder's going to be our guest next week. Till 5, thank y'all for joining us. We've had a great time. I'm Pondwater Dave. We'll see you next week on Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy. Good night.
Bye-bye.